Some people dream about finding the right person. I always dream about becoming someone who could actually be chosen. I don't think I've ever looked at myself and thought, yeah, someone could actually love me for who I am. Every time I picture my future, I can imagine a career. I can imagine paying bills, working long hours, buying a house someday if I ever get lucky. But when I try to imagine someone standing beside me through all of it, my mind goes blank. Feels like I'm trying to imagine something that was never even meant for me. People always say there's someone for everyone. Your time will come, or the right person will show up eventually. I wonder if they only say that because they don't know people like me. I'm incredibly awkward. I overthink for every conversation until it just becomes something completely different in my head. I care too much, and then I convince myself I care too much, so I stop talking before I become annoying. Sometimes I get excited over the smallest things and I immediately feel embarrassed for it. I laugh too loud at dumb jokes. I ramble when I'm nervous. I stay quiet when I actually have something important to say. It's just like every version of me is just a little off. And maybe that's why I feel like I'd be exhausting to love. I imagine meeting someone for a while she'd think I'm interesting. We'd laugh, text every day, maybe she'd even think I'm different in a good way. But eventually she sees the rest of me. She sees how insecure I am, how I second guess everything, how I ask if she's mad even when nothing happened. She realized that loving me feels more like taking care of me. Why I would require so much reassurance. And why would anyone ever choose that? There are guys taller than me, funnier than me, better looking than me, more confident. Guys who walk into a room without wondering if everyone secretly wishes they weren't there. Guys who don't stare at the mirror wishing they could change the face staring back. Sometimes I wonder what it's like to wake up and not feel like you're competing against everyone else. I watch people fall in love. I watch them hold hands without thinking about it. I've watched them smile at each other like the world disappeared for a second. I don't get jealous because they're happy. I get jealous because it looks so natural. Like love has found them without asking for permission. Meanwhile, I feel like I'd have to spend my whole life convincing someone not to leave. Maybe that's what hurts the most, not being alone. It's believing that if someone ever did choose me, I spend every day waiting for the moment they realize they made a mistake. There are nights where I wonder if I'll ever be enough for somebody. Then I laugh at myself for even asking the questions because deep down I think I already know the answer. Maybe some people are meant to be remembered. Maybe some are meant to be loved. And maybe people like me are just meant to watch. I still catch myself imagining what would it feel like if someone looked at me the way people look at the person they love, just once. I think that's why romance stories hurt me more than they're supposed to. Most people watch them because they're cute. They laugh at the awkward moments, smile when two people finally confess, and move on when the credits roll. I don't. When the episode ends, I'm just still sitting there, still thinking about what it must feel like to have someone look at you like you're their favorite person in the world, to have someone text you first because they wanted to hear your voice, to know that out of everyone they could have chosen, they chose you. I don't think I've ever stopped wanting that. Every time I finish a romance anime, I'm left with this strange emptiness. The characters got their happy ending. They find someone who understands them, someone who stays, someone who makes the ordinary parts of life feel special, while my screen just stays black. The room gets quiet, and I'm reminded that when I close my laptop, there's nobody waiting for me. Maybe that's why I keep watching them. Not because they make me happy, but because for 20 minutes at a time, I get to borrow someone else's happiness. It's the closest that I've ever felt to knowing what love might be like. Sometimes I wonder if I've fallen in love with the idea of being loved more than anything else. Not flowers, not dates, not grand gestures, just the feeling of finally being enough for somebody. Enough for someone to choose me without hesitation. Enough for someone to stay. Enough for someone to say, I want you, and actually mean it. Instead, I watch fictional characters find what I've spent years wondering if I'll ever have. And every ending reminds me that they're fictional, while my loneliness isn't. A lot of people still tell me that I'm still young and that love takes time, that I shouldn't worry. I know they mean well, but those words don't make the silence any quieter. They don't stop me from wondering if maybe I'm simply the kind of person people like but never love. Maybe that's why I keep returning to these stories. Because even if the love isn't mine, at least I get to witness it. For a little while, I could pretend that someone out there would look at me the way those characters look at each other. Then the credits roll and reality comes back. And all I'm left with is the same question that's been following me for years. What if the only place I ever got to experience love is through a screen? After a while, it starts to feel familiar. I'll meet someone, I'll tell myself not to get attached, I'll promise myself, I'll keep my expectations low, but then they start laughing at my jokes. They remember little things I've said. They make me think that maybe, just maybe, this time will be different. And for a moment, I let myself believe it. Then the replies get slower, the conversations get shorter, the effort disappears until one day I'm just staring at a screen wondering if they're ever going to answer. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they leave without a goodbye like I was never important enough to deserve one. Other times they just come up with a reason. It's not you, I'm just not ready. I've been really busy. Maybe those reasons are true, or maybe they aren't. I've stopped trying to figure it out a long time ago. Because no matter how the sentence starts, it always seems to end with me being the one left behind. That's the part nobody talks about. It isn't just one person that hurts, it's what happens after. You start connecting every goodbye until together until they become a pattern. I stop asking why didn't this work? And you start asking what's wrong with me. That's the question that echoes the loudest. Was I too quiet? Too weird? Too emotional? Did I text too much? Did I care too much? Or maybe I just wasn't enough from the beginning. I hate how quickly hope turns into doubt. Every conversation now feels like a countdown, not to a relationship, but to the moment they lose interest. The moment they realize there's someone better, someone taller, someone funnier, someone easier to love. So I keep my expectations low because disappointment hurts. Disappointment hurts less when you pretend you never had hope in the first place. But that's a lie. Because I always hope every single time, no matter how many times I tell myself I won't. Maybe that's the cruelest part of all. No matter how many times my heart gets convinced to stop believing, I still look for reasons to believe anyway, even when it's terrified of being hurt again. I watch so many people fall in love while I chase the same feeling that never seems to chase me back. At school, I see couples walking together like it's the most normal thing in the world. Online, I watch friends post anniversaries, late night phone calls, little moments that probably don't seem special to them anymore. To me, they're everything, because they're the moments I've spent years imagining. I don't chase love because I think it'll fix me. I chase it because I've always wondered what it feels like to be someone's first choice. Instead, I keep watching everyone else get there before me. It's like standing outside in the rain, looking through a window at people laughing inside. You could see it, you know it exists, but you just can't seem to reach it. How do people make love look so effortless while I can't even get someone to stay interested? I keep chasing something that always seems one step ahead of me. Every time I think I'm getting closer, it slips through my fingers again. Sometimes I wonder if I'm chasing love or if I'm just chasing the feeling of finally being wanted and enough. Because after a while, it stops feeling like bad luck. It starts feeling personal. Like love keeps passing my name over and over again. Like every story I watch has an ending that was never written for me. And maybe that's why romance animes leave such an odd, bittersweet feeling, giving me a brief escape into the world where love feels possible, and for a while I can escape into this world where flaws make someone special, and love isn't totally out of reach. But the story ends when I rejoin my real self, pondering whether I will ever have a story like that. Love doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes I wonder if I'll ever find someone who sees me as worth staying for and making sacrifices for. The chase never ends as people continuously fall in love in stories and become fictional characters, searching for their people. I'm still trying to find my own version of love in these stories, although I'm skeptical that it'll ever change. The feeling of true loneliness isn't being alone, but believing love is out there waiting for you. Or maybe I'm just tired of chasing false hope. Perhaps I'm unable to give up on love altogether, but I'm tired of seeking it so desperately, always feeling like it's running away from me.